What up, Grizz Nation, and welcome back to another Grizz 901 Live here with Bluff City Media. I'm your host, Daniel Greer, and we have Nate with us tonight. We're going to get into the big win that the Grizzlies just had. It was a win, 131 to 114. We have a lot to talk about. Obviously, Ja Morant goes down with a hamstring injury, kind of forced we'll say an alley-oop dunk, I guess midway through the third quarter. And so not looking good on that. So we're going to dig into that completely and kind of find out what's going on. We should have our guy Parrish Sharky tuning in a little bit midway through our first segment, which is a complete breakdown of the game, looking at all the highs and the lows and kind of looking through all the ins and the outs as well. But then we're going to get into a little segment that's your favorite, and it's called Grizz Trivia. And then in the end, we have a little look around and a look ahead from Ryan. So he's going to help us with the look ahead to the Washington Wizards on Friday. But we have a lot to get into. Stay tuned. Let's go ahead and get the show started. Yo, what up, Nate? What up?
Need you to carry the show for a minute. I got something to do.
Sounds like a normal thing. All right, well, go do your thing.
Okay.
Whatever he's got going on, there's no telling. But Nate's got stuff on going. Let's look through these comments real quick because I saw a lot of these coming in. As we talked about a second ago, we had the Grizzlies win 131 to 114. But looking through a lot of these comments, I saw the first one that made me laugh a little bit. So I'm going to go up to the very front. So Grizz Girl. Well, that was fun. And then King makes it wins a win. But I'm curious what people's thoughts are, because when I saw Ja Morant go down, I instantly thought, my God, like we just got Luke back at that point, and then we're going to lose another player. Not good. So let me look through these real fast, and then I'm going to go to something else. But LOL, nope. Jones says Strip is a mismatch. I agree. Bain said LeBron is old. Listen, LeBron went for 39.7 rebounds, 6 of 6, 6 of 11 from 3-point tonight. And Wells playing a great game. I agree. Ja was playing wild tonight. He was playing wild enough to the fact of, like, it just looked like he was kind of dangerous, and he looked like a little pissed off when he didn't get that one alley-oop. And so that was something that we really don't want to see. As King Meat says, the hope Ja's hamstring is okay. So, all right, I'm not going to be able to get to all of these because y'all are just flooding them in. So I love it. I will get all to these real quick. I'm going to go into look through a little bit of what the Lakers had tonight, because that's what I want to get into, because I want to get into more of Nate with who the Grizzlies had. But LeBron, 39, 7 and 6. Jackson Hayes, 8 points, 10 rebounds. They've opened the investigation back up on him, and he's still on the court. I'm not going to get into the details, but the fact that that is being allowed is a little disgusting. Not a little, it's a lot disgusting. But D'Angelo Russell, 12 points, 2 of 9 from deep. Austin Reeves, 19, 2 of 9 from deep as well. Don't connect. Bad night, 1 of 7 from deep. And so a game that the Lakers, obviously you're without Rui, you're without AD. It was ugly all in. Just kind of wrap that one up. It was disgusting. But it looks like we might have somebody back. Let's see if Nate is ready. I think, Nate, are you ready? All right, Nate's ready. Look what Nate has for us. Nate.
We beat the Lakers. It's always a good day. I don't care. AD, no AD. I don't care if it's the D'Lo Julius Randle era. It's always nice to beat the Lakers. So, celebratory drink tonight, my friends.
I knew you had something up your sleeve.
Now I got something up my nose.
All right. So a little bit of the Lakers. They weren't great, and the fact that they scored 114 points amazes me, because they didn't look good, but they had to get 35 minutes out of LeBron just to get that close. It was ugly, but as Black Ninja DJ says, that's a dub. Let's get to the Grizzlies. Off the top, give me your thoughts about how the team played just overall.
I don't want to talk about why we're sad. We'll talk about that later. Honestly, the update for that did make me feel better. We'll talk about that later, though. Dog, you can have Dalton Connect. We got Jalen Wells.
Sheesh. Jalen Wells, incredible. I was going to make him the Grizzlies player of the game as I just snatched off my earpiece.
Not the snatch.
Got the snatch. Snatched it off. And he's playing so well that I wanted to make him the Grizz #1 player of the game. I didn't have time to kind of put it together real quick, but the fact that he's playing as well as he is 20 points, 3 rebounds, 1 assist, which isn't, that's nothing to write home. The 5 of 7 is really where it gets me, because if you look at that, other than Jay Huff and Scottie Pippen, Jay Huff goes 3 of 6 overall. Scottie Pippen goes 3 of 4. But if you look at that across the entire team, 1 of 4 from Jaren, 1 of 5 from Santi. Zach Edey had nothing. John Morant 2 of 3, which is fine. Jake LaRavia 1 of 3. Luke Kennard 1 of 2. They shot 50%, 17 of 34. But it's the fact that you can get the volume of 7 and make 5 is the biggest thing for me, because that stretches the floor. He is what we hoped and will never get out of Luke Kennard.
That's dangerous speak, but he does play both ends of the floor. Like, that is what you want. And he's looked awesome.
Exactly.
Like, so we watched the Nets game the other night. Obviously, we did a show afterwards. And my wife has not had a chance to watch much Grizzlies this year.
That's not a good wife. That's not a good wife. Yeah, I would think.
It's usually because she's taking care of our 4-month-old son. So it's actually a great wife. She just hadn't had a chance to watch very much. So she's sitting there and she's like, why is he still shooting against the Nets? And I'm like, babe, you don't understand. You don't understand. Watch the next game. And she watched this entire game tonight, and she's like, yo, that dude is good. And I'm like, yeah, that's what we were missing the other night. But it's been amazing to me with Wells specifically, the transition from Summer League to where he is now. Because he looked so unprepared and unready in Summer League. Yeah. And then looked much better in preseason. And now he looks low-key seasoned out there. Yeah. I mean, he looks like he has been playing in this league for more than 8 or 9 games for sure. So just, I mean, it feels like every night really impressed with him. But he's not the only rookie I was impressed with tonight. Edey looks better and better every game, it feels like. Now, last game was sort of the gym. Last game was a complete game. This game, they kind of figured him out in the second half, put him in every pick and roll, kind of took advantage of him on the court. But Edey, this looks like he's figuring it out in real time too.
For sure.
They both look really good. I'm encouraged by both of them.
Edey is playing much better. He's playing within himself, and that's kind of where that I like a player to be. Is you're not doing too much that creates a lot of turnovers, which Grizzlies had. We'll look through a little bit of that here in a second, but they're playing very sloppy. Their offense looks like absolute trash. The only reason they are scoring as much as they are is honestly it's the pace, getting up and down. When a team makes them stop, right? That is really what is hurting this Grizzlies team. And so I'm curious how that looks going forward. But the fact that Zach Edey looks the way he does, the fact that Jalen Wells is shooting the way he is, it's only going to space the floor out. But with the injuries that the Grizzlies are having, it's only helping that he is stepping up. Without Jalen Wells, I think that the Grizzlies could be struggling right now. The fact that they have him stepping up so well and so quickly, and as Rusty said, he's earning these starts. He is. And the fact that we all wanted Vince coming into the season to make a run at possibly moving Marcus Smart to the bench to create that good second unit. I don't know if that's going to happen, but I know that Wells is really making a chance to make himself available to be a starter. And so moving forward, there could be a lot of questions to be answered.
No, it's shooting. It's always shooting. Can you put the ball in the bucket? And he can. And he is defending really, really well.
He is.
He is rising to the moment on both ends of the court. And I'll tell you what, the people who are probably happiest about all this is all the trade Marcus Smart crew. because that's him plus Vince coming back. Both of them, I've always been like people who know how to win, who have been part of winning culture.
100%.
I think that's important. Both him and Vince fit this team way better than Marcus Smart. Like, let's call it what it is, right? Like
it's understood at this point.
Yeah, but anyways, he looks great. But there's plenty of guys to talk about tonight, and I want to get to them all. So.
All right, let's get to them all. Let's go. Let's go to this real quick before it passes us. LOL. Nope. Jones says that the Grizzlies start 2 rookies. Well, brother,
not meant to be.
I have a spoiler alert for you. Hard for me to say. A spoiler alert for you. The Grizzlies will be starting 3 rookies the next game. And unfortunately, that means John Morant will be out. I don't see how he comes back. I'm hoping we get a good update from Parrish as we go throughout this, because I do think that we're going to have some issues with Ja. I think he's going to be out longer than people expect. What did you hear on that? Because I know you alluded to it right when you joined. Just
that he was considered doubtful and was on the bike is encouraging.
Okay.
The fact he was on the bike in the tunnel is encouraging, because if he's bad hurt,
yeah,
they're gonna say he's out and he's not going to be on a bike trying to see if he can go.
Okay.
In my opinion. Now, listen, you never know, but I don't think he'll play the next game. But I don't know if we're dealing with a he's out till Christmas situation either.
Okay. All right. Well, since we're going there, I'm going to do something. I don't know what it's going to look like with that scroller at the bottom, but if you see this pop up, all right, I'm going to take that off. So I apologize. The Grizzlies win 131-114 over the Los Angeles Lakers. So I'm going to remove that real quick. And if you're wondering what this is, Nate, any idea what this might be?
That is called a QR code.
That is a QR code. If you're watching this on your phone, how in the world are you going to scan the QR code? Well, all you have to do is take a screenshot and then send it to your photo, and then you hold your finger down in your photos, and it'll actually send you to where that QR code goes to. Well, that QR code will go to where you can vote on who was the rookie of the month for October. And the reason I want to do this is because we'll kind of have this the first week of the next month. So we have a chance to go back and revisit October. So next time we have this, it'll be for first week of December. You'll go back and vote for November. We want to do this every month. And as we do this, I want you to feel free to share this. We want to grow this to where it's not just a Grizz 901. We hope this becomes a Bluff City Media kind of a poll. But no, you don't get free chicken for it, Austin. I do believe.
I wish I'd be scanning it.
Yeah, I'd scan it too. But Chuck is saying, what does it stand for? Well, QR code? Oh, I don't know what it stands for.
Yeah, dude, that's the wrong question. Chuck, get out of here.
They just told me the letters that I could say. But what it is you'll be able to vote on the rookie of the month. This is across the entire league. If there's somebody that we're missing, please let me know because I'm the one that did it. So I apologize. But after that, then we have the first team all rookie, right? So you can vote for your 5 guys. And then we're going to do who is the best player for the Grizzlies in the month of October. And then I want to know, and this might be an ever-changing question. I want to know a little bit of who is the team that you like to watch for outside of the Grizzlies. I put the Grizzlies on there in case there's somebody on there that's not their favorite team and they found it. So I left them on there. I want to find out who you're watching. And then what we're going to do is about midway through the month or maybe a couple, the second weekend, I'll throw up a few graphics. We'll kind of revisit that and go over that. So Blatney Dia says that's a long list. I put all of the rookies that were drafted in there, I believe. It's been so long ago that I did that part. I did the other part recently. So if you're watching on Twitter, thank you. Join us over on YouTube. There's a lot of people here just chat. I'm going to leave this up. So I'm going to start leaving this up as we get through the first segment a little bit before we get to Grizz trivia. But all right. So quick read code sounds reasonable to me. Look at that. Look at that. AC Surreal, you might be right. I don't know. Is Jay Huff considered a rookie? I don't
think so.
Believe he is. No. Nope.
Yeah, I don't think so.
All right. Let's go to the next guys. I know that we want to talk about this, and I'm going to bring up Jaren tonight. Jaren Jackson Jr.'s plus minus tonight was a tough pill for Goon to swallow. I haven't seen Goon tonight.
Goon's MIA tonight, isn't he?
He is. So Jaren overall, I think he was a plus 22, I believe he was. Let's go to Jaren. because Jaren had 20 points, 6 rebounds, and 1 assist, 8 of 13 overall. What's your thoughts?
I don't know what the Lakers were thinking, to be honest. As soon as AD was out, I immediately went and took Jaren points.
Really?
First thing I did was go take Jaren points. He pushed. It was 20 and he landed on 20. Oh. That's because they were blowing him out at the end. But the Lakers eventually decided they didn't want to let Jaren Jackson Jr. beat him. It's like sometime in the fourth quarter. And I was like, okay. Yes, thank you. It helps, but this kind of brings me to what we're talking about the other night. When you're shooting 50% from 3 on 34 attempts, that helps a lot get Jaren some space, just like we were talking about after the Nets game.
Yeah.
But dude, he's just dominant. I mean, one-on-one, you have to double him.
Yep.
There's nothing you can do about it. And he's not getting all the blocks, although he got a couple really nice blocks tonight.
Yeah.
Obviously the one on Cam Reddish was epic. But he is still just altering strategy on defense. And nobody is going at him or going to the paint when they know he's right there. Other than LeBron, who still, it's freaky what the guy's doing. It's crazy what he's doing at his age. But yeah, man, he's just dominant. He's just dominant. It's awesome to see. It's awesome to see. And it's why you write games like the one against the Nets off.
Yeah.
So, but he's, dominant, truly dominant player out there.
Jaren is honestly the only thing, and I'll be a little critical, just a tiny bit.
Of course you will.
We talked about it last game, I believe. I hate that he only goes to one move. I don't know why. I know early in his career he was doing the drop, and the drop step. If you are going toward the middle, if you go away from the middle, just a drop step towards the baseline. Easiest way to explain it. Drop step, very easy move. The problem was he was hooking a lot, which is getting a lot of offensive fouls. I'm sure that was kind of ingrained in his mind to kind of give that up if he can't stop himself. But I love the fact he can get to his left hand and just honestly just beat down people. And as Drew says, if it ain't broke, I agree. I just know it could be even more deadly. It's not that he's not good. It could just be even more deadly. But he's playing so much better, like within himself. He's not trying to do too much, which is allowing him to stay on the court, right? So he's not getting all these stupid fouls. And so that's the biggest thing for me is I love the fact that Jaren is becoming a reliable player. He was reliable last year. He was on the court. He was a guy that they went through. And this year, even with Ja, and possibly Blaine when he gets back, he's very reliable. All right, so King Meeks has got something. All right, so he's saying King Meeks is like invested in this, that Goon is Jaren and Jaren is Goon.
And Jaren's just trying to come in after each game and bait us into trashing him.
He wants to
hear it.
Not
going to happen, Jaren. We love you on this show. Always have, always will. Dude is awesome.
Jaren, Goon is probably checking on Ja right now. So who knows? But let's go to the next guys. And I want to go kind of speed through these. But the Grizzlies had 3 guys that scored 20 points tonight. Yep. It was Jaren, Jalen, and Ja. Mm-hmm. There you go. Talk to you a little bit about those 3. I don't want to go into – I don't think there's any reason to go into Ja. Ja looked good. I think right now, worried about his hammies. And we talked about Edey. So Aldama, the only double-double, 11 points, 12 rebounds. Thoughts on Aldama?
He looks more and more like a complete player. I think all the stuff we talked about where it's going to be so much better for him when he is around the core and the guys he's supposed to be around is sort of played out this year. He doesn't have to be a go-to guy. He just gets to kind of be there and then play make whenever it comes to him. And that's what he's good at, right? Playing within the flow, not initiating the flow and making the flow happen. Right. But his rebounding and his defense looks a lot better to me. And his little things, right? It's not like he's getting a ton of crazy blocks. It's not like he's getting a ton of steals and highlight plays. It's just way more solid than it ever was. Yeah. And I think going and playing on the world stage for a second time helped him.
It doesn't hurt.
Right? It's just one of those things that it's every time you go and do that, you learn so much and you play against the best of the best in the entire world. And he's getting all the minutes, right? He's one of the best players on that Spanish team. So
he was the best.
He was. And so it's clearly benefiting him, and I think he looks a lot better. Art says he doesn't like Santi's defense. It's never going to be Jaren. Right? It's never going to be just amazing defense, but it is significantly improved, and he's not a complete negative out there. Right? And I think he's playing much better help defense. He's in the spots he's supposed to be. And I think he is at least making guys earn shots. Whereas before, I mean, he would just get bullied and blown by. Right. So I think he's playing a much more well-rounded game, and he looks like a big who can play as a big. Right. I don't know if he needs to stare down Austin Reeves after he dunks on him. That just seems like easy bait to take. But that's who he is. Right. He's saucy. But
I'm down with that.
Let's get to the guy.
All right, go ahead.
We have Jekyll and Hyde on the team. Jay Huff is either going to win you the game or lose you the game in his minutes. There's like no in between.
Right.
Dog, in the first half, Jay Huff looked like the worst player on the floor by a wide margin.
Bad.
He was getting torched on defense. He was missing every shot. He was in every wrong spot. It was awful. And he comes in a third. And I'm like, let's get a redemption half. Boy, we got that whole redemption half in a 5-minute span.
Yeah.
It's going crazy. The threes are awesome. Brother, the reverse dunk is just signatures patented at this point. The reverse putback dunk.
Dude, that was disgusting. As LOL Nope Jones says, the duality of Huff. Like, so bad. And then he knocks down those 3 3-pointers and then has a reverse putback dunk.
Bro. He got cooking, and I was like, oh, let's go. And he hit that reverse dunk, and I was on the couch, slumped like this, and I went. I promise you, I'm getting a noise complaint from my downstairs neighbors in the morning. I lost my mind. Dude is insane. Insane.
Grizzlies won a third quarter because on the back of Jay Huff. Any thoughts on how many points they scored in that third quarter?
I actually don't know how many they scored. I know it was a lot, but I don't know the exact number.
36. The fact that the Grizzlies put up 36 points in the third quarter, I think it's going the right direction. This team is finally like kind of catching their stride and growing up in a sense. Because it has been a struggle early on, but these guys are they're within their first 9 games now, right? And so that's the biggest thing for me is these guys they're growing up. It's going to take them a little bit of time, but Drew says that Huff was -4 in 4 minutes in the first half, and obviously, let's see, he ended Huff. He ended at -1, so it's not that big of a swing, but he's a +3 in a second, but. Those 11 points in the 14 minutes of the second half were huge.
He's our bench heater. He's our bench heater player at 7'1"
for sure. And speaking of Drew Gann, make sure you go check out Uncle Buck, the $2 Sports Show Friday at 3:00. It always will come out to the then. It's going to carry you through all the weekend. It's going to give you Grizzlies. It's going to give you a lot of the SEC, a lot of what everybody's looking for in football related. But also he is on with Luke Hatmaker on at 7:30 in the morning. And I believe it's Drew. Drew, if you can confirm this for me, I think Drew is on in the morning because I think Buckets is off on vacation. If I'm not mistaken. I'm trying to listen. I got a lot of things going on. I have a kid with strep throat. She's been with me all week, and I'm tired of it. I don't know if anybody else is, but I'm tired of it. But Drew says he's got a post-game bounce tomorrow. Yep, so he'll be doing that. If anybody hadn't checked out the post-game bounce from Bluff City Media, in the morning they just kind of give you a breakdown, a little bit of what happened the night before. And so it just adds a little bit of all this. And so make sure you kind of stay tuned.
There's really not much more to talk about on the Grizzlies side. I know people are going to be mad about how Brandon played, but he's still just getting a feel back for it. He's got to adjust he's still got bounce, but the minus bounce. He just doesn't have the bounce he used to have. So I still thought he was getting to his spots really well, and I continue to think he looks better and better every game. Tonight, just shots didn't fall when he got to him.
Well, and if you look at his stuff, He was the second best plus minus on the team with a plus 16.
Right. That's what I'm saying. It still looks really good.
He's affecting the game.
Well,
He's just not doing anything for himself.
Right. And he went 2 for 6, and I would expect him to have gone 5 for 6 with the shots that he got. There's one I was like, that's pretty out there for that shot, BC.
Yeah.
But in general, I think he looked really good. I expect that to I'm not going to say really good. I continue to think he looks better and better, and I think he's getting back into his form. Goon just left the locker room.
It's just like, yeah, here we go. So this is Brandon, right? Every game, it's not great, but like it's like inch by inch. Like that's literally his trajectory. I had to figure out what the mirror part of this.
Friday night might be the night. That feels like it could be the BC game. It feels like it could be coming soon.
Okay.
But other than that, we just left the locker room.
He just left the game. Yeah, we know. How's Ja? Do you know? I know you were back there with him. We think you're with them.
All right, real quick, let's knock these other guys out real quick. I do want to talk about the Lakers a little bit. You may have talked about them while I was making my party drink, but whatever. I wasn't here, so we're going to do it again.
Well, hold on that if you don't
Parrish.
mind. Parrish is here, so we're going to get to Parrish real quick, and then as soon as we're after Parrish, we'll put a bow on everything, wrap it up, talk a little bit about them. But let's go ahead and bring Parrish Sharky in. He is live down there from the doldrums of the FedEx Forum. What's up, Parrish?
What's good, y'all, man? Glad to be back.
Well, all right. So we have one question. How's Ja? Do you know?
So, Coach, I still can't pronounce his name. Tomas. He didn't really give a true update. He just said that they'll know in a couple of days, and he's hoping everything's fine. So he want no real update.
Yeah. If anybody's wondering, a little bit, as Heaven's Healthy Kitchen says here, there was a death in the family of Taylor Jenkins. I am honestly unsure of who that was. It had to be somebody close to him. He's not going to take it off for second cousins or whoever, somebody. So it had to be somebody close. So thoughts, prayers up to him for sure. But skipping past that, do we know when Taylor Jenkins, have they said when he might return, or is it just kind of left wide open?
It just left wide open.
Okay.
He's out. So, death in the family. Yeah, that's all the news we have.
All right. Well, what are you hearing down there? What's going on?
Not much, man. They excited to beat the Lakers. Excited to have the whole Ja LeBron bouncer that went on at the end of the second quarter. That whole scenario. He did talk about the minutes. I saw, Zach Edey only played like 14-ish minutes. He's just said the center position was Zach Edey. Jay Huff has been playing well. Brandon Clark had a good game tonight as well. So he just like, hey, they got good options at the big man position. So we just utilized them. I think Brandon played 19. Jay Huff played 13 something, and Zach Edey played 14 something. So
that's correct. And if you're wondering, I know you were just about to ask, Jake LaRavia played 29 minutes as the third most on the team. I had to. I love it. I love poking the bear. I have no problems with Jake, especially right now. He's playing fine. But just kind of thoughts on really tonight, just in general. Jaren played well. Is there after this? As everybody is aware, obviously Parrish is the beat writer for the Bluff City Media with the Grizzlies. And so usually you just got done with the coach. If anybody's wondering, you'll be going to the players next. And so if you're wondering what the players might be saying, there will be, I think, video at some point come out, maybe. But I know it will be stuff that'll be tweeted from your account as well as maybe retweeted from Bluff City Media. What is your Twitter handle, sir?
Yes, my Twitter handle is the DAONE_P Shark. And mostly I tweet from the BCM account. And mostly I tweet most of the BCM account, and on my account I tweet questions I ask.
Okay, perfect. All right, and that is BCM Grizzlies. And I know Nate just took a big drink of his drink, but Nate, any questions you got for Parrish?
No, man, you took all the good ones, so I'm all set.
Drink here tonight, man. Beat the Lakers.
Yeah, that's exactly what I said. No, I hope we get some good updates on Ja. That's really the main thing. I know everyone's wondering, so I guess we'll wait, see what happens in the coming days with that.
All right.
Yeah.
So real quick, while we're doing this, if there's any questions you want Parrish to ask, Parrish is I'm gonna get you out of here very quickly. I would imagine they're about to start up their interviews. But if the chat has any questions that they need Parrish to ask, if there's any ideas, one, that can't hurt for ideas, but two, we'd like to get the chat involved as much as possible. So if there's anything that you have, I'll try to read them off. But my thoughts are, you're going into a Wizards game. Obviously, they probably are going to be without, Kyle Kuzma. I know that's probably not really what's on their mind just yet, but I'm curious how they're going to kind of slow down, Bilal Coulibaly, who is going to be who they'll be playing Friday night at FedEx Forum. And so I'm curious about that, but also about if we know any more about Vince and Gigi. That's kind of where I'm at.
Yeah, and where I'm interested most in that game is the Ricky battle. So the NBA.com came out with the Ricky battle today.
Correct.
4 of the top 5 Rickies are on the Grizzlies and the Wizards. They had 2 players on that team. So as the Trassard, and I've got the guard name, the point guard.
Bilal Coulibaly.
Yeah, Coulibaly. Yep. See? And they had another guy. They had another guy that scored 20. He was on it before tonight. Him and Zach Edo were on 2 scored 20 points. Keyshawn George.
Maybe.
So,
no idea. Keyshawn.
He comes
Keyshawn George.
Keyshawn George. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, I had no idea. It's been so long ago. All right. So no major questions coming from the chat. Anything else you want to hit on before I know you got to run out of here. I don't want to take up too much. Looks like Black Nitty DJ wants to know about a status on Bane.
I tell you, the Grizz keep the injuries close to the vest.
Right.
We probably won't we hear him at the same time y'all hear.
Yeah, exactly. I honestly, I would like to hear a little bit more of the coach in general on maybe anything that changes, how the team look with a different coach. Well, let's end it on that one. From you, your question to you, how did they look just kind of overall as did it look anything different than a Taylor Jenkins led team?
Not really. Tonight they made shots. Brooklyn, they missed a lot of open shots. And tonight they made shots. Because someone asked the coach a question similar how they looked tonight. He's just like, hey, I'm glad we made some shots.
Yeah.
The offense moved the same. Anybody came up and took on ball handling duties. It was a stretch in the 4th quarter when Ja was out and Scottie Pippen wasn't on the court and Santi Aldama kind of took over the point guard duties. So it really just looked the same to me. Just they made shots tonight.
Yeah. He's saying
Bub Carrington was the player I was talking about.
Y'all got me crazy. I was like, Bilal's not a rookie.
That's what I'm about to say. Yeah, Bub Carrington. Yeah.
Bilal Coulibaly is not a rookie. He's their best player. Is the only reason I was thinking about him.
Yeah.
He's their best player right now. So my bad. Yep, you're right. Drew, thank you. Look at that. See? All right. That's all I have. Parrish, you have anything else before you have to run to get out of here, go to the interviews?
Nope. That's it, man. Beat the Lakers. It's Saturday night. Go Grizz.
All right. Well, will we see you Friday?
Yes, sir. I'll be back.
All right. Make sure you tune in next week. Make sure everybody have questions for this. Is ridiculous. Have some questions for Parrish. Parrish, thank you for taking time to kind of hang out with us, man.
All right, appreciate it.
See you, man.
Thanks, Parrish.
All right. That is Parrish Sharky, everybody. He is the lead reporter for the Bluff City Media Grizzly side. All right, let's get to what you wanted to talk about. We're 35 minutes of the show. We're way overboard, but we do I have a really good Grizz trivia question tonight, sponsored by, you know what? I'm not going to tell you because you might give it away, but I got it from somebody else. Let's put a bow on this. Your thoughts? You want to get to the Lakers stuff? You want to get some other stuff? So, what's your thoughts?
Main thing is I did want to sort of give credit where credit is due. I did have another dude, what are you doing moment with Jake tonight? I'm like, dog, quit getting in the air. You're not John Morant. You're very much so not John Morant. Quit getting in the air. But I'm just telling you, it just seems to always be solid right now. It's same thing. It's nothing that's going to earn him minutes over these other guys, but looks solid. One guy that I was sort of really frustrated with in preseason and a little bit at the beginning of the season, who seems to be rounding into incredible form, Scottie Pippen. Dude, just seems to find a way to contribute to winning every night.
Yeah.
Doing little things. It's gamble defense a lot, but it's really hard-nosed defense too. And he's getting in there. I mean, he stripped the ball away from LeBron James tonight, which, listen, say what you want. Not many people do that. Right. That's tough. So the team just seems to be rounding in the form. And, I mean, I hate that we have to wait and see what's going to be happening with Ja. Going with that because I'm so excited to see this team when it comes together. Just there's a lot of depth that I didn't know for sure was going to pan out. That seems like it's going to be there, right? As the opposite of Lakers.
The opposite, exactly.
Which is exactly what I was going to bring up with the Lakers. Like, I was really impressed with them in their first few games, but dog, AD and LeBron are going to get wore out.
Yeah.
Because they can't let that bench unit come in. It's just not going to work.
Well, they're also without Jared Vanderbilt, which is obviously another. I'm saying he's another body that you don't have to.
And Rui.
Oh yes, correct. And Rui, you don't have to go to Jackson Hayes. Eventually, you just don't have to. But they're having to because they have no body. And Christian Colocolo or whatever his name is. Anyway, he was in the game, and he was honestly they rolled him out before the game, and then whenever AD and Rui went out, they rolled him in, which is funny.
Well, but let's play this out. If you bring Rui and Vanderbilt back onto the court for this team, obviously AD's AD. Right. He's amazing, and this team goes where AD takes them.
Yeah,
Rui and Jared Vanderbilt are not pushing that team over the top.
No, they'll peter out.
Yeah, they might be able to make some moves though. They've got flexibility to make some moves. So we'll see, but that's concerning for them especially with who their main two guys are, right? Yeah. So we'll see, but they petered out tonight. I think it's what will happen to them as the season goes.
Petered out. I like it. We're gonna maybe use that.
Peter.
All right, let's get to our second segment here on Grizz 901 from Bluff City Media. This is Grizz Trivia. Your favorite. Why don't be so down. This is your favorite Grizz Trivia. I love Grizz Trivia. And for you, Nate, tonight, this is going to be one that I'm going to guarantee that you will not get tonight.
Probably.
Are you ready?
Not really.
Okay. All right. So
King Meeks, come on, dog.
The only Grizz rookies to have 20 plus points and 5 plus threes within their first 10 career games. So a game of 20 plus points, 5 plus threes within their first 10 career games. There are 4.
Okay, Jalen Wells.
Jalen Wells is one of them. He did that tonight. Who are the other 3?
Rudy?
Rudy Gay, no.
Okay, I was about to say, he didn't necessarily launch threes. OJ
Mayo, hold the Mayo, is correct.
Okay. So I got 2 left?
You have 2 left.
I do not remember what point in the season that was. It wasn't Jaren, right? That Bucks game wasn't. Okay, I was about to say. So I know he did it, but I didn't think that game was that early in the season.
We have some really good guesses, by the way, out of the chat. Shout out to you guys.
I'm not looking at them.
King Meeks is with the Grizz Trivia, baby. This is Grizz Trivia. Wake up.
Yeah, King Meeks loves Grizz Trivia. It's part of the reason that I'm like, King Meeks, you got to chill. I hate this segment.
This is sponsored by our guy, Sean
Coleman. DB.
DB? Which DB?
Dylan Brooks.
Nah.
Dang it. Other DB.
Who's that?
I genuinely don't know. I'm trying to think in my head.
Desmond Bain?
Oh, my God.
It is not him either. I was just kidding.
No, Desmond Bain didn't play enough his rookie year to be able to do it.
It wasn't the beat, King Meek says. You know what? Black and DJ, it's a really good.
Is
really
this
good.
Including Vancouver?
Sure.
So no.
I
was about to say nobody shooting that many threes back then. Oh, I had someone in mind. It wasn't Mike Conley, was it?
Was it Mike Conley?
Kyle Lowry?
Nope. The fact that you're not getting one of these is kind of alarming, but I'm not going to go there just yet. But there's one guy that you should get. Jumps off the page completely.
Gigi?
Gigi.
Okay.
GG is one of 4
Oh.
rookies ever with
In his first 10 games.
20
Not
plus
the first
points.
10 games of the season.
Yeah, within his first 10 games. Yeah.
Okay. Well, he didn't play for forever last year, so I didn't think
So you
about
just
that.
forgot about him. I got it. That's okay.
Um.
Oh, as LOL, nope, Jones says. There's one guy that you're not going to get. I can give it to you, but he has 3 initials that he is referred to as.
Oh. No, that's
best,
not a Grizzlies rookie.
Best friend of the Gasols. I don't know which one, but I think the Gasols in general.
Just give it to me. I'm not going to get it.
Juan Carlos Navarro.
Oh.
You never would have got that one.
I would have never got that one.
So the only 4 rookies within their first 10 games to have a game of 20 plus points, 5 plus threes is Jalen Wells, GG, OJ Mayo, and Juan Carlos Navarro. So that is your boy Grizz trivia, and I guaranteed you would not get it, and I was right.
Yeah, the GG one was tricky. Tricky.
Yep. That's what I do.
But I still should have guessed it. I should have put 2 and 2 together.
That's what I do. All right, so enough of Grizz trivia. Anything else?
Enough.
Enough. Let's put up the I'll put this up here because I think we, just anytime. The QR code, if you don't mind, go ahead, scan it. We're going to have it up here for tonight's game. We're going to have it up for Friday night's game. We'll try to put it on social media. Go ahead and scan it. Go ahead and put it in a vote to who you think it might be. And then also, if you have some suggestions, you can send it to the BCM Grizzlies. You can send it to Grizz. Grizz 901 Live is, I think, is what we are. Our Twitter account. You can come to me, which is at Daniel Greer. You can go to Nate at Mem Grizz Homer. Any feedback at all, feel free. We'd love to know. So if you follow any of us, just share some feedback to us on maybe how you'd like to maybe clean it up, make it look better. But also, if there's anything you want to have added to it, because I want to have some, I think it have some banter back and forth about guys, but also finding out what everybody thinks. I don't want to be the only person with a voice. Let's give you a voice. So let's break down and finish up this game. Obviously, the Grizz 131-114 over the Los Angeles Lakers. The Grizzlies go into the Wizards on Friday, but we want to finish up with this game overall. So anything else that you want to hit on? Because there's nothing that I think we just need to dig into other than, honestly, LeBron's pretty awesome.
LeBron's awesome.
But another stat tonight, just the 4th time in LeBron's career where he scored 35 plus points in a game with a plus-minus rating of -20 or lower.
He was a -20?
I don't know what it was, but
well, they were scoring at will when he was out there.
He was a -21. For 4th time in his career, 35 plus points, but he still had a -20 or lower.
That's why it doesn't matter, man. They got to have AD out there because LeBron can't do it on both ends, man. And how could you expect him to? That'd just be insane. That's where you also would want like a Jared Vanderbilt out there, but guess what? He's going to be open in the corner all night long when he's playing. So they're in a tough spot as far as that goes. I imagine they'll make some moves. Okay.
Anything else with this team overall? What do you think the Grizzlies do with LeBron in general? I'm not with LeBron in general, with John in general, because obviously they're not going to be able to play him on Friday night. So any thoughts in general?
Well, you never know. I mean, we also thought the dude tore like every ligament in his knee, and he played 2 games later than the year they went 56 and whatever, right? Like it wasn't that. It was like 2 weeks later, but still, I remember that Hawks game like it was yesterday. But I imagine you probably sit him until maybe end of next week at the earliest for the Cup game. Depending on how severe it is. I mean, if it's severe enough, he's out, right? That is what it is. But again, him being on a bike, sort of being listed as doubtful instead of out, I don't want to have too much hope just because the Grizzlies are so weird about injuries. It's so annoying. But it is better than, hey, he's out and he's just in the locker room and he comes back in street clothes because he took a shower. All right, which is what, by the way, Marcus Smart did after his ankle. That's when you're like, yeah, he's probably not playing for a while. But I mean, he could have a week. He played the Wizards, which is a team you can absolutely beat without Ja. You got to play well, but you got to get guys contributing. But you can win that game. Trailblazers, same thing. go against the Lakers in LA. I imagine that's a game that they play AD and they're looking to come out and beat you. You probably don't push Ja into that unless he's just really good, right? And it's a super minor injury. Then you get into cup play, and I do think that matters to them.
Yeah. And the first cup game, I believe, is against the Warriors. I don't know what night that is. I believe we have a show.
Yep,
Next
Friday night game. And the next cup game is the following Tuesday. They have 2 games in a row against the Nuggets, both in Memphis.
Okay. The Grizzlies do get some time off. I do know that. So they go Friday, Sunday, and then they don't play till Wednesday against the Lakers in La La Land. So,
yep.
So I thought that was cool. But yeah, DJ says, "Fact Lakers are relying on 39-year-old LeBron is astounding." And so it's crazy that they're having to rely on him so much, but that's also his fault.
Well, but also they're not riding LeBron. They are riding AD, and it's playing out pretty well for them. Now, again, it's already started to fizzle out a little bit. Yeah. So we'll see. But listen, AD is what makes that team go. He has played awesome this year. For sure. All the AD props, every game. Just take the AD props when he plays, including especially against Philadelphia.
All right, so we're going to try some things different. I did see that Austin wants to let us vote on player of the night. Okay. So if you go ahead and check YouTube, if you're on Twitter, join us over on YouTube, check YouTube. You can look at it and you can actually vote on the player of the game versus the Lakers tonight. And so currently right now, it does look like that Jalen Wells is winning 40% compared to Jaren and Jay, which are 27, 30% as people are voting. So pretty cool. Listen, I am all down with trying new things. And so if you go over to YouTube, you should be able to just click on that. And as soon as you click on it and you vote, you'll be able to see as the numbers move around, you'll be able to see who's winning or who's losing. But it'll also minimize. And so kind of stays out of your way. So I think it's we'll do whatever you want, especially for stuff like that. I think it's anytime we can include y'all. It is always fun. As Matt Skate News says, Jay Huff and stuff, player of the game. I love it. All right, let's I don't think we're taking any breaks. You good not to take a break?
Yeah, I'm set.
All right, let's go. Let's do the look around and the look ahead as we move into the rest of the games. We're going to talk about the Grizzlies going against the Wizards, but let's look around first. So we're going to look around the league and kind of see anything that's going on. As of right now, the Grizzlies are 5-4. So in the West, they are the 9th place. As we get through this, we'll be able to talk more about standings. 9th, 5-4, whatever. The 2 best teams, OKC and Golden State, 7-0 and 7-1. That is Cleveland's 9-0. Boston lost tonight. They're now 7-2. Anything surprise you with the games tonight that you might be seeing or be interested in seeing?
Yeah, dog, the Warriors.
Yeah, what are they doing? How are they good?
I don't know. Must be Steve Kerr.
Yeah. Question. I do not like Steve Kerr. Coming to Memphis.
Don't believe in it.
I asked this question literally like 3 days ago.
Yeah, I don't know. I got people to keep making me do things. I got a wedding in Colorado that I have to officiate. There's all kinds of stuff I got to do. Kid had to have heart surgery, so that's a little tough on the bank account. Yeah, I don't know. I would imagine I'll be there sometime during winter, Christmas-ish. Make sure that I'll go to a game if I am. Try and get back there, but it is all in the cards. Anyone wants to start a GoFundMe for Nate plane tickets, listen, I'll come back. I'd love to come back. We all go to Central and get some wings, but yeah, I don't know. I imagine Christmas time, hopefully.
All right, so if you're wondering, I'm hoping to try to get us to do some kind of a hangout, whether it's with you guys, if you want to, just whatever you want, but mainly for us Bluff City Media people to get together. I'm hoping we can do that at some point. But looking through this, it's a 108-109 Thunder Nuggets, which is a good game. The Heat and the Suns are 105-110. That's a good game. There's been so much good basketball right now, and I know you kind of made fun of me last time when I said like it's literally could be the best ever, and I don't want to say that. That's not something I want to stand on. This might be the best season in general, as long as injuries don't get crazy. I think this could be really, really nice season just overall because you're talking about a team in the Hornets that beat the Pistons 108-107. Another good game overall. And so I'm loving this NBA season so far.
It's been the least amount of basketball I've been able to watch in 2 years, but every time I watch, I love it.
Welcome to having a kid.
Yeah.
Get you another while you're at it.
It's not just that. It's that it doesn't matter what time I go to bed. I'm waking up at 5.
100%.
It doesn't matter. So like game comes on, like, hey, you want to catch the late game of like Celtics Warriors on the West Coast? I'm like, nah, dog. I'll catch Stephen A's list and then see who won tomorrow or something. I'm good.
Now you putting your GoFundMe or your Venmo on there? I need to do a QR code. It's secretly Venmo. Inside the QR code.
Yeah, put that in the Venmo. Y'all Venmo me. No, please don't. I'm good, guys. We'll be okay. But I appreciate y'all.
We always helping each other.
Fall by around at Central or Huey's or we're feeling real spicy Silkies or something. I think you could drag me into Silkies at this point. I got a bucket last time I was in Memphis, and that was a mistake.
Oh yeah, that's stupid.
I was
never doing that.
Yeah.
I do have a question because I want to put this question on the forum to ask. By the way, a great number on a is today Wednesday? A great number on a Wednesday night. The number keeps jumping up. Thank you. If you're just joining us, this is the Grizz 911 post-game show. We are the best Grizzlies post-game show. I promise you that. All the OGs and everybody that honestly hangs with us after every game is over on YouTube. So if you're on here, you can't see that we have a poll going on YouTube, but also you can't really chat with everybody that's in here right now. So if you're on Twitter, join us over there. But if you're there on YouTube, hit the like button. We really would appreciate that. But yeah, definitely if Nate comes in town, by all means, I don't mind, letting people kind of know if you want to meet up, especially the OGs, come meet up. We'll try to go to a Central Barbecue or maybe a Huey's or something like that. I think it'd be fun, as well as going to the game. Chuck wants to go to the Pyramid.
I'll go bowling and buy a boat.
Shut up. I want to ask one question as we do the look around, as we look around the league here. Who is a player that you might go out of your way to watch right now? Not a team. Is there a player, whether it's highlights, because sometimes you're going to bed, right, and you want to check out the next day. Is there somebody that you're like, all right, I need to check out and see how they did last night, or anybody that, like, for whatever reasons, and in the chat, I want to know yours too. Is there a player that you honestly that you see or you go and search for? Because I have a few that I do, but I'm curious on who is your guy, if you have one.
It was Paolo.
Okay.
Like, Paolo is awesome. Obviously, he's out, so that's terrible for the game in general.
Yeah.
Wemby is one of those. Again, I don't really go out of my way to watch anybody right now because I'm tired all the time. But Wemby is one of those that when I do have time, I do want to turn on Wemby and see. It's crazy what he can do. But number one, man, and I know like I'm probably not supposed to say this, but it's Luka.
Okay, I'm okay with that.
Luka, it's just wild watching what he can do, and they found a way to make him and Kyrie work, which I was wildly skeptical that they'd be able to do. But I love watching him play, and I think that team is really, really good. So I always think the Grizz can compete, but unfortunately, the team never actually plays together, so it's hard to gauge. If the team gets healthy, I'd love to see how they measure up to these teams. Right. I do think they can compete with the best of the best, but Luka's got to be number one. Just crazy. I hate how much he yells at the refs and stomps and stuff like that. But
so is that fun then, or are you just like that's the whole experience?
That part's not fun. But when he gets cooking, dude, it's just like there's nothing you could do. There's just nothing you can do, man. And he listen, it's not flashy, it's not high flying, but the way he just manipulates everything and does whatever he wants to do.
Yep.
It's crazy to watch.
All right, let me give you a little bit of mine. I'm going to go to the look ahead to the next game because we're running out of time here. But mine is for selfish reasons. It's not because they're flashy. It's not because they're good players. I find guys and I bet on them and I ride them like until the wheels fall off.
Pause.
No, we don't do that. We don't do that immature stuff over here. We're not GCM.
Yeah, we do.
We're gonna do Christian Brown, who is my guy. He's going off tonight against the Thunder for 19 points. His line tonight was over 13.5 points. He's got 19. Now he's got 24 points. The dude is going off like crazy. If you want to watch somebody who has the moxie, that's what I look for. I need a little moxie in my life, but also need you to cash. And he is a cashing machine. If you want to learn, if you want to bet sports betting, join me in the morning. I'll be on there. I have 2 bets as of right now. They're both for Thursday Night Football, 9 a.m. Central, driving the line. And we're on Stadium, which is on Amazon Prime, Direct TV, YouTube TV, wherever. You can catch me on there. But Christian Brown is a guy. He's a little white boy, and it's not because of skin color, but it's funny to me. But the dude has the moxie, and he cashes, and that's who I ride with the guy. I don't know why. I kind of stumbled on it, and he's just been a machine this year. So Christian Brown's my guy so far.
Dude, the line, just everybody go look at the box score for the Nuggets right now. That is insanity across the board. Just
look at Westbrook.
Just so everyone knows before you look, the lowest scoring starter besides Peyton Watson is in 22. And the highest scoring starter is Russell Westbrook, and it's efficient. And then Jokic's numbers are insane. That's insane.
Yeah.
That's insane. Dude is 22, 18, and 15. Sorry, I ruined it for everybody. 22, 18, and 15.
It's disgusting.
And they're only winning by 6, by the way. All that, and they're only winning by 6.
Well, if you look at their team, and I love that we're digging into other teams. It honestly is a lot of fun. Chuck says Colin Sexton. That's a great one. Colin Sexton is a pest. But
I can't watch the Jazz because I live in Utah and League Pass doesn't work. So.
These guys are playing 33, 39, 38, 31, 35 minutes, and they have Julian Strawther, who is their bench guy, for 26 minutes, and then Hunter Tyson, which is another young guy, for 19 minutes. Dude, like, crazy exciting. But the fact is they're just like playing so many minutes. But I see that you just highlighted a comment you want to bring up, so go ahead and bring that up.
Yeah. Shout out to Yuki, man. I didn't realize this is first points. I really thought he scored in the other games he played. So, and I was trying to get ready for the show last second and make a party drink. So I did not hear all of that. But shout out Yuki, man.
Yeah.
I really want to see him get a bucket though. Not free throws.
Shaden Sharp, who Austin likes, that he's a guy that if he can get back on the court, he is. And then KD for King Meeks, he is a complete machine. Blackney and DJ likes Jalen Brunson. I heard that he lost the game tonight for the Knicks. I saw a bunch of Knicks fans. Why? I don't know.
I didn't see that.
Yeah. So King Meeks also said cat for me because I like to see him cry and be soft. All right, that's for other reasons.
That's a good King Meeks quote.
Yeah, that is. All right, so let's go ahead and move into the look ahead, and you know that we have our guy Ryan with us for the look ahead.
Here we go with another look ahead, looking to the Friday night matchup for the Grizzlies at home against the Washington Wizards. Look, the Wizards have started 2-4, probably better than what everyone thought the Wizards would start at the start of the season. It is a start of a 5-game road trip for the Washington Wizards. The other interesting thing for Washington Wizards, they start 3 rookies, a second-year player in Bilal Coulibaly, and Jordan Poole. That is their first 5. I haven't seen any updated news about Kyle Kuzma coming back. This is a very young starting 5, and that has kind of reflected in the starts of their games. Typically in the first quarters, they are losing. Most of the time, they're losing the first half anyways. In the past couple recent games, they've been able to at least outscore opponents some in the second half. They really only did that against the Atlanta Hawks in the back-to-back matchup that they played. So are the Grizzlies like the Atlanta Hawks where they can let teams kind of get streaky on them? The Wizards are young. They're going to play fast, which is going to be right into the Grizzlies' hands. They do shoot a lot of threes. This could be an up and down game. The Wizards are just a team that are hard to predict. Usually on the start of a road trip, I would say fade the young team on the road, starting a lengthy road trip, but they will probably give their best performance being off of 3 or 4 days rest against the Grizzlies on Friday. So I think a good indication for this game to see if the Wizards actually have a decent start to this game, because if everything else has been going, if it goes the way it has for the Wizards in the first 6 games this year, the Grizzlies should dominate the first quarter and the first half and hopefully keep the pedal on the metal and make this a blowout win.
Shout out to Ryan there with the breakdown of the game. And honestly, I heard that. I have to listen to it. I have to make the graphics. And I heard him say second year and Blau Coulibaly, and I still called him a rookie earlier. So that was on me again. But the fact that the Grizzlies do take on the Washington Wizards on Friday, it is a 7 o'clock start. So make sure you tune in. It'll be on the FanDuel Sports Network. Anything that jumped out to you other than what jumped out to me was that Kyle Kuzma is out. It's hard to pay attention to who's in and out, but Kyle Kuzma is out for Washington. But anything jump out to you?
Not locked into the Wizards, Daniel.
That's not me.
I didn't realize they were starting 3 rookies. I didn't know Bub started them too. So I guess I should have, but I didn't. It's one of those where it's like the Grizzlies should beat that team even without Ja, but it does feel like one of those where like they get hot from deep, the Grizzlies all of a sudden are down 20, and then you're looking up like what happened. So that makes me a little bit nervous. But I also think that if you come in without Ja, it gets everybody else kind of heightened sense of intensity. Like, hey, we have to show up tonight to win. And I think that actually can help things like 3-point defense quite a bit. So we'll see. I didn't know Kuzma was out, but that usually means someone named like Joe Schmo is going to light us up from 3 or something like. Actually, it's usually Eastern European. Someone named like Mishi or something is going to light us up from deep. And that's going to be not fun, but we'll see.
Question.
Answer.
Who is the former Grizzly that will be playing and is playing for the Washington Wizards that will be returning to FedEx Forum and could bust our head on Friday?
Oh, no, that dude sucks. I'm scared. Nah, I still love JV.
Jonas Valanciunas. If anybody doesn't know, he's playing. Looks like he played 21 minutes tonight. He had 16 points and 12 rebounds and 7 assists. Jonas Valanciunas almost had a triple-double. I'm curious. I haven't haven't dug into how he's been playing yet, just because, one, it's football season, okay? I can't dive into basketball just yet all the way. But Jonas Valanciunas is 16, 12, and 7, 9 on 21 points. The other guy that comes off the bench for them that plays a lot of minutes is Corey Kispert. But if you look at their starting 5, it's Alexander Sarr, 27 minutes and 10 points, 11 rebounds. Kaishan George is 38 minutes, 20 points, 6 rebounds, 4 assists. Jordan Poole went 2 of 10 from deep tonight, 24 points, 1 rebound, and 3 assists. Bilal Coulibaly, 9 points and 4 rebounds, 2 assists. He's been their best player. I know that because I looked back and was looking through their stats. He's been their highest scorer a lot of nights. And then Bub Carrington, a lot of people call him Carlton, 16 points, 8 rebounds, and 7 assists. But overall, they shot 10 of 43 and only lost by 13 points to the Golden State Warriors.
Well, I do want to mention on JV, it does feel to me like he has never really played well against the Grizzlies since he left. It never felt like he played super well against us even without Steven Adams. So I don't know. I just don't think about JV as crushing us. I feel like he's one of those guys that's a traditional big, but you can put Jaren on him, and Jaren actually plays pretty well against him.
How do you think they match up? Because if you look at it, it's Sarr, right? Everybody else is, I wouldn't say small. Sarr is the only guy that has any size. He's a 7-footer, 205, right? Going against Edey.
Right.
And then,
well,
what do you do there?
I think they
that's
put
just
Edey
start
on JV. I think they put Edie on JV, and then Jaren plays on SAR and plays off.
So obviously not to start the game. So to start the game, you're going to have to go with Edie on SAR, and then maybe you rotate back to where you catch Edie and JV minutes where they match up.
Oh, dude, trust me, I do not know the Wizards starting lineup. I just assume they both started for him. Do they not both start for the Wizards? Okay. No. I am not locked on the Wizards.
Well,
in case anyone was wondering.
Corey Kispert and JV both come off the bench. So that's what I'm curious. All right. So on this, let me ask your opinion. All right. So on this, because they're going with, guys that I wouldn't say they're small. They're long, but they're not like, big beefy guys like Edie is. Would you send Edie to the bench to match up with a rotation because he's playing 20 minutes, right? JV is matchup rotation against JV and let Jaren be the guy that plays on SAR and kind of play a little bit longer. Unfortunately, you don't have Ja there, but is there any reason you would do that?
I mean, I think the reason you let Jaren play on SAR is because you don't have to play him out to the line. Right? So it allows Jaren to be sort of that free safety type of thing, which he does really well with.
Well, who would you put Edie on?
That's the problem. Right? That's the problem is Edie, you got to put him somewhere. So with Edie, I think you have to put him on SAR because same thing, you don't have to respect him out to the line. Problem is you get put in a pick and roll with Jordan Poole, so you got to go out to the line, right? And then you switch, then they start getting you bouncing the ball around, and you're in mismatches all over the place. Yep. You got to play really disciplined defense, which is tough.
I think if they don't want to, I think they don't want to make any waves. Going and looking at the Wizards here, I believe that they start Zach Edey, and they play it just big and try to pound it and see what that looks like. And then you go away from Edie early because Jaren's going to be your best player. And he's going to be the guy who plays the majority of the minutes. He's going to play the 8 to 10 minutes in a quarter, and then he gets his rest between breaks, right? That way it gets him a longer rest. And that way you can get him to 32 minutes that way. But then what you have then is when JV's rotation comes back, you can then match up that way. And so I would assume that JV comes in for SAR to give SAR a break. And at that point, you can then keep them together for majority of the time. But you let him play 4 minutes and you pull him out, and then you just kind of switch their minutes. And so that's what I would do.
JV went to the Wizards to come off the bench.
You know what's going to happen though? He only signed a 1-year deal, I believe.
Yeah, he'll get moved.
He's gonna get so that's the issue is he said, you know what? Let me go get my money, enough money. That's not crazy.
I do not blame anyone for that.
All right, so I want to go look at his contract. Jonas. I still know how to spell his name. Ciunas. Contract. I believe it's only like 8. Sheesh! He signed a 3-year, $30 million. All right, I apologize. You're an idiot.
He's still going to get moved.
But is it this year?
I imagine somebody will want JV. Yes. I would be very surprised if he doesn't get moved this year. Yes.
Would you take JV as a backup center off of this team?
I mean, I'm not sure it's the most important need, but like, would I take it? Yeah, absolutely.
So 10-year, $10 million, right? For, per year for the next 3 years. I think that's something that you would entertain. The problem is the relationship broken from past?
It's not. I don't think it's that as much as it is you got to figure out all the other contracts to make it work and the roster space to make it work. And then you got to be able to deal with you're giving up capital to get JV, right? Like if whoever you're moving off of is not someone the Wizards are just going to be super crazy about, right? You're not moving off of important pieces to go get Valanciunas again. So you're moving draft capital and you're moving assets. Is that really the best asset management to go get Valanciunas given this team's makeup? No.
Yeah, but what do they want for him though? Let's say you sent them Jake LaRavia, because I know that's a lot of people.
I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
Because the reason is it's an expiring contract. You send them. Who else? You're not going to send Luke for that, even though he's an expiring
Zaire.
contract. You can't send Zaire because he's not available. You might send Conchar because you could send that plus a second, 2 seconds, maybe a first round. What do you call it? Switch, whatever, where they get the better odds. But I don't know if you ever do a first round pick for a JV of any sort.
No.
But the reason you do that is because you don't think they're going to be good. You think you are. So if you just switch with them, probably nothing ever moves. Does that make sense? Like,
yes, but also the way I'm thinking it is there's a whole lot more at play, like seeing how your current big rotation works out.
Yeah.
Like, does Jay Huff become a viable, true backup center for you?
Yeah.
Right. Is he ever going to be consistent enough that you can go to him? And if he's not consistent, can you still deal with it? And so far, they actually have dealt with him not being consistent. So what does that all look like? Not to mention you're going to get Gigi back, who is obviously not a traditional center, but is huge. Then you got Vince, who is a very long wing. And so you got a lot of stuff coming back that you have to see how it all meshes before you even think about that.
Yeah. And
truth is, when this team's fully healthy, you've got smaller players like Ja and Bane and Smart, but you've got a lot of length. Like, especially if Jalen Wells is going to defend as well as he has been defending, you've got plenty of defensive length. And so do you really need another big with what you've got going on? I don't know that you do.
Okay. But, and I don't think it fits the style. I don't think Zach Edey fits the style just in general that Memphis wants to play. I think they're trying to mesh him in as well as possible. I think it's going to take a little time. He'll eventually get there.
Well, once you get to your bench, though, it doesn't have to fit being with John Morant and your general style of play. Right? It's like, who are good players that you can bring off the bench and who are net positives.
Yeah,
JV fits that. He also gets run off the floor in the playoffs. So,
well, that's why you don't spend a lot of money. But I agree.
Right.
He could be definitely a backup to Edey if Edey was to go down for whatever reason. If that made sense, I don't think that fits your timeline. I don't think he fits at all.
Call New York.
Also said he might do it for Brandon Clark, straight up.
Too soon to tell.
Yeah,
that's not a for sure no. But BC, like we said,
2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago, I said yes.
Yeah, exactly. But that's the point. Is 2 weeks ago was way different than now, and then 2 weeks from now could be way different. Or 2 weeks later could be way different from now, so on and so forth. Call New York. There's a guy that didn't even play for them. Even when he's healthy, he's not going to play for them. Go get that guy.
Who?
Mitchell Robinson, dude.
Well, he's hurt.
Yeah, but when he's not, he fits this team awesome. Go get Mitchell Robinson, dude. I've always wanted Mitchell Robinson for this team.
But he's always been hurt.
Yeah, well, he doesn't have to play that kind of minutes for this team. They're not going to rely on him. But when he's in there, he's going to be awesome for them. And he does fit with Ja. And he locks down the paint. He can block anything. He's a rebounding machine. He can catch lobs. Dude, I love Mitchell Robinson.
I do too, but like they're going to use him as their backup big. Like,
okay.
Dude, we're way over time.
The entire team's hurt all the time, so he fits right in.
He's more injury prone than Luke Kennard. I agree. I don't know what we're doing here. But anyway,
the championship. That's what I'm trying to do. I don't know about you guys.
All right, let's get out of this show completely. It's been a complete S show, but we went much longer than I expected. What a great S show this has been. Sorry, Nate. Anyway, go ahead and scan the QR code. Go ahead and vote on who you're looking for, just in general, for the rookie of the month, but also the best Grizzlies player for the month of October. All this for October up to this point. Who do you think is the best? And so, if you would just go ahead and click on the QR code and share that around some friends. You know, if that's something that we want to eventually find out who you're thinking it is, and then put up a graphic, and then we'll kind of put it on the show for everybody. But wrap it up, Nate. What else? Anything else you got on this? Closing thoughts.
Yep. No, Wayno, you're the best.
God.
All right, I'm good. That's all I got. I'm done.
You got drool on your chin again.
That's actually whipped cream.
All right, this has been our show tonight. I hope you've enjoyed it. We always enjoy it. We always have a good time. Thank you to all the OGs out there. And as Chuck says, 78-4, still alive, baby, still alive. But it's gonna be a fun little show, little ride that we're on. We got Friday night, and then we're off. I believe they play Sunday, and then it's gonna be Wednesday. So we're gonna do Friday, and then Wednesday. I'm hoping to have some maybe the graphics done for that game. So we'll have the Wednesday night game, and then the Friday we'll be able to show them on both. Wednesday and Friday we'll kind of update you in case you miss one. We'll put it out there. We'll put it out there on social media as well for all the answers that we got. But that's it. I've had fun. You've had fun. If you want to catch out some sports betting, see you in the morning for Driving the Line at 9 Central. And then you can, I'm big fan of Detroit. I've already put a bet on them, -3. But that's it. We'll see you all Friday night. Make sure you tune in, tell your friends, hit the like button. If you're on Twitter, join us over there. I'm not reading the comments. Your little smirky laugh. Y'all be good. Be nice and tell your friends.